Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. This is the fifth debate in the series of 10 so far. We've done 15, but 5 of them I don't have access to because 2 of them was taken down with Matt with politics because I cooked them. And then I cooked Monkey Boy from Unapologetics 3 times, and I don't have access. But this debate is with Dr. Blitz, which I definitely blitzed him. He wasn't ready, so and they're easy targets because they're just unprepared, and instead of thinking logically, they will just deny things that God is a part of just to create assumptions, which we will get into. But his other friend on his panel was Doug, and then the next debate 6 will be with Ian from Unapologetics. It's their friend, and we have other people lined up. So we're just trying to go up the ladder and debate as many people as we can. And so where we started this debate is God created the universe out of absolutely nothing. So because it's a trap, and it's a trap that sets them up for biogenesis, says that life can never come from non-life. And so to say a biogenesis, we physically are here, so something did come from nothing, and they explain that without God. And but life can never come from non-life, so they're in a paradox and a contradiction, whereas in we are not, and we can totally explain it. And when they talk about the Big Bang, they're just pretty much kicking the can down the road. And so you'll see all that when we get into the video, and then I will do a closing statement. And I have some notes here that we'll run through for now. And but we just have a lot lined up, and I have a lot rolling out. So most of my videos won't be debates, but they will be a lot more because I have a few more lined up. But we will definitely go on to do live videos. I'm going to start doing TikTok and YouTube lives both together, and get this little equipment and this mic, because wasn't even focusing on this, but I will, because God led me to do it. So I'm just here to help everyone and do anything I can for anyone. And if anybody wants to contact me in the chat and leave a comment, I can take anything you love or your interests, and I can make your own AI model to help your life better. So I won't even tell you what that entails, because they'll probably block and take this down. But it's just a free gift to anyone, But like I said, in this debate, they rejected the Big Bang, and they pretty much denied it. But you would still have to ultimately come back to the circular reasoning of something caused something and was outside of time, because the consensus of science does say that the origins of the beginnings are definitely from cause and effect. And they like to use causality so much, and they throw out causality. And when they throw out causality, they're throwing out most of their major sciences. And I will break that down in the end of the video. But a lot of them is like the Oort cloud and everything, just unobservable, never is provable, but it uses cause and effect and a model of math to figure these equations out to be workable. But we just know that, we don't accept them, but just because they use it in a guise of cause and effect that, can't fully be explained, And if the Oort cloud is true, we have the Hubble telescope, and then we have the James Webb telescope, and then recently the Nancy Grace telescope. So and that's 2026. So the newest one, and it can't observe the Oort cloud. Come on, man. This is crazy. So in this debate, you will break down all these things. But like I said, I have these notes, so I'm just gonna read this and pretty much get through it all real quick, and then show you the video and debate. I rather do it this way so it's structured, so I don't get sidetracked so much, because that's how I do it, and I like to freestyle that way. But I might misspeak or leave some details out. But the fact is that, when you read it, and it's more structured. I'm not even that good of a reader. I'm a better speaker, But either way, I did start this debate at with the cosmic beginnings. So I opened with this, like I just explained, and the science proves that, the universe had a definite starting point where space matter suddenly bursted it into existence, So that is the Big Bang, and and that's what is mostly accepted, through factual, repeatable, observable sciences that are better than what they got with their metaphysical beliefs and all these pretty much webs of fluctuation that talk about metaphysics and all these quantum vacuums, and make up all these assumptions that they want to try to justify their reasoning. But the fact is, they're just kicking the can down the road. A web of fluctuation has a prior cause. The fact that we are here on Earth physically, something, is here out of nothing. You know what I mean? This something can't be explained. So they sit there and use abiogenesis to explain this, where they can't explain it, because abiogenesis is a contradiction to biology, because biogenesis is a fact of biology, and which actually uses repeatable lab experiments, which reveal the life only comes from pre-existing life, which has no exception. So if there's no exception to the rule, then a biogenesis is false based on the basic biology, meaning that they assume that non-living chemicals organize into complex living cellular machines, which is unproven. So the collapse of abiogenesis is that you cannot claim that a law of science is an absolute fact for everything in the present, to turn around and assume the exact opposite of that law magically happened in the past. So that is what they're actually doing. They intentionally modify this to manufacture an evolutionary timeline into a working model based on a deceptive assumption. So the fact, if life only comes from life, then life cannot come from non-life, meaning abiogenesis says dead matter became life, which violates the fundamental laws of biology. So that's what I explained in the video, and they called me stupid. It's all good though. If they claim the origins of biology wrote complex code from scratch, is a lie, The truth is, they are choosing a theoretical paper guess over a proven observation of law of physics. So when this Blitz guy said scientists or some biologists disagree is not a scientific argument. A scientist or someone that studies these things, anybody, their personal opinion is not a fact. The fact is the exact opposite of their assumptions, So when Blitz rejected the Big Bang, he's running away from the necessity of God, the creator. Thank God the laws of physics do not care about their opinion. So if the universe had a beginning, whether you kick the can or not, the result is still nature could not create itself. So what is actually happening is, when they try to claim the universe is eternal, just to avoid a beginning, they are openly violating the laws of thermodynamics because the universe is eternal. It would have ran out of usable energy an eternity ago. So, you understand that? I'm going to read that again because the universe, if it was internal, it would have ran out of usable energy an eternity ago, you know? So that's so awesome. So when he argued biology or any of the timeline, either way, the logic collapses because you cannot use physical matter to explain how matter got here. And you cannot claim dead chemicals magically violated the laws of biology. So when I said a closed system cannot generate its own origins from scratch, he was cooked and he disagreed with it. So to believe that everything came from nothing and then don't even have a workable theory, it is crazy. And it's only conceding to God. So to believe that everything comes from nothing, by nothing, for no reason, with logic or real world physics, absolute nothingness, nothing comes. That is a fact. So something that was living had to have came, and that something was God. So, and the absolute nothing, nothing comes is a law, it said. So, by definition, a physical effect cannot occur without a prior cause. So it's forced on them, so they force a lie to avoid the truth that we were created. They rather believe in this infinite regress of causes and illogical thought processes, which has no real understanding. It is an assumption, and it's an assumption to shelf, causality in its whole, cause and effect. So when they do this, they're throwing out 20 major sciences that rely on cause and effect. And it really helps our claim. So continue denying cause and effect by creating an assumption if you want to. Because they're locking themselves into this circular reasoning loop, of a pre-selected timeline, the laws of logic and the laws of thermodynamics demand an uncaused first cause. And I'll explain this. That stands completely outside of its creation. So, because the universe consists entirely of space, time, and matter, the primary cause that generated it must be spaceless, must be timeless, and must be and is immaterial. It cannot be bound by dimensions invented, only God creates is literally proven here. So, go study and prove me wrong, refute this. And now for those real devout followers of Jesus the Christ, or anybody else, this is for everyone, but I just appreciate everybody tuning in. But modern physics and scriptures are locked together with total consistency here because Genesis 1:1 records creation as 3 dimensions, literally. In beginning, which is time, God created heavens, which is space, and then he created earth, matter. The text didn't mention God used pre-existing parts. We will destroy their primordial beginnings here. So God spoke everything into existence, and he has his blueprint that reveals the entire process. So, exposing anyone or any model that tries to explain matter by using matter is completely cooked. So, keep doing it. We'll cook you. It didn't sink in because I didn't say it the way you wanted me to say it. It's still, the truth, So, modern physics and the standard cosmological model is the space and time are not a external background. They are actually a part of the physical universe. which bursted into existence and has a beginning according to the facts. So there's a famous study and a theorem by this Board A guy, and it proved that with math that any expanding universe that is expanding must have a past boundary. It cannot be infinite in the past. So and so we have provable experiments, and they have just theories, that are assumption. So mainstream science literally defines the beginning as the origins of space and time. So Blitz is overcooked because he denied that also. Every fact that I said, because it was well researched, he denied it because it conflicted inside of his own worldview, not the truth, because they don't care about the truth. They just care about their worldview. And so Blitz was overcooked. And by the way, when he says people beg to differ, he is ignoring and rejecting the inescapable 0 point. And we know what that is if he's such a doctor and scientist. So, they constantly are confusing a physical fact with a theoretical science fiction. Secular cosmologists only invented multiverses, string landscapes, and or quantum loops because they already know the standard physics demand a hard beginning. Every single math model is a paper guess with absolute no empirical data. So when they say otherwise, they are just cooked. They are forced to build an imaginary playground to where they can escape the fact that matter cannot explain its own origin. That's why I said you can't use the laws of physics to explain physics itself, and they disagreed with that also, and then they called me dumb, So the ones calling me stupid and dumb person were actually the ones wrong, and they denied facts because the worldview is designed on deflecting the truth with the circular reasoning of denying evidence. That's why we rightfully call them evidence deniers, and they don't like that part. No, they don't like to be called evidence deniers. So let's explain more evidence that dismantles their false primordial beginnings. And they've made false gods over the 4 pillars Earth was built on, earth, wind, fire, and water, and we explain this right here. So truth is not separate beginnings of primordial existences, but a single point of creation by the Creator, where He, God, created time, space, and matter. Then He continued creating by saying, "Let there be light." Like I said, light is a category, light is the spectrum, and it was released by God Himself, shining His own light on creation. God can't create something He already was. He released it and lit it into this universe. The whole photonic background of the universe, just like hydrogen, and we'll get into that at the end of the video. The earth was built on 4 pillars called earth, wind, fire, and water. Light creates the catalyst. It connects energy to mass, provides the exact frequency and compression needed to organize raw matter. This is what literally organizes the 4 fundamental states of matter. The 4 pillars God built the earth on, which literally is water, liquid, the raw fluid baseline and circular system, fire, plasma, the radiant heat and thermal engine that drives the climate and warms your body. Earth, solid, the high density and movable foundation floor. Wind is the gas and the pressurized, breathable atmospheric shield. So to comprehend and let that sink in, we will look at Job 26:7, where he said, he stretched out the north over the empty space and hangeth the earth on nothingness. Standing on earth looking out suggests that you're looking out at nothingness, but scripture interpreting scripture reveals nothing isn't an empty accident, as we already covered, so the three original pillars are invincible. You can't see them, but are real and there, which are called time, space, and energy, light photons. And look out for my new video on the seven pillars, the encyclopedia of subsets. Is what I'm calling it, which explains literally everything to do with the rest of the creation, and links up exactly perfect with all the sciences that I've been studying. So just hearing this expands your mind. So, they stopped me in the debate from talking about any of this and finishing a lot of this stuff. So, but I will have to save a lot of this stuff for the rest of the debates, because I talk about a lot of this stuff in the debates. So I don't want to reveal too much, but for now, I guess we can get into the clip. I've been rambling, I don't like reading stuff, and so I won't, most likely, with most of these videos. So I really appreciate you guys. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for staying this long. Here's the debate.
There we go. We got him. How you doing,
Is this
Matthew?
the same Matthew that we always talk to?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
Pretty good. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. Matthew, are you at least 18, and do you believe in God?
Yes. And yes.
Awesome. Okay, and which God do you believe in?
I believe in Jesus the Christ, but I believe that God created the entire universe out of nothing, absolutely nothing.
Sure. What do you think is the best piece of evidence or the best argument for this belief?
Well, the cosmic beginning, science proves that the universe had a definite starting point and that space,
Justin,
time, and matter suddenly burst into existence.
Justin, I'm so sorry. I thought that you were going to get a chance today, but apparently not.
It's gonna be all right. I'm
So you were
debugging
saying
the software, so go for it, buddy.
Sure. So you were saying that science proves that there's a beginning of space, time, and matter?
Yes, that it came and bursted into existence according to, consensus. And that thermodynamics
I were to
also
tell
proved
you,
nature.
and you think that this was
Huh?
you think that the Big Bang was the beginning of time?
Uh,
Or think that that's the consensus amongst scientists?
I believe that the Big Bang was spoke about in the Word of God by saying, let there be light. So light is a category, which is time, space, matter, energy, everything. So light literally is a category, and the spectrum proves
kind of thing,
that
yeah.
it is the building blocks of the universe. And God said that that he stretched out the heavens, which is also what science is revealing Genesis and continually to prove Genesis to be proved every day.
So what would you do if I told you that the consensus is that the consensus is not that the Big Bang has anything to do with the beginning of time?
I would say that most of those consensus of the percentage you're talking about are literally assumptions, and I can prove it because the thermodynamics.
But I thought we were
proves that
talking about.
nature cannot.
I thought we were talking about scientific consensus earlier. Didn't you bring up scientific consensus, or am I just hallucinating?
This is all the same subject. This is a master's subject right here. It's all the same topic.
Well, right. But so you brought up scientific consensus, and I have a survey here that indicates that the scientific consensus is that indeed the Big Bang doesn't say anything about the beginning of time.
Like I said, that is an assumption. What about all the others that
No, it's
are a part of that consensus? You're not reading a whole of science. You're just picking and choose what you want. But if we're going to go to
consensus amongst cosmologists,
you
right?
have to listen to thermodynamics. Are you disproving thermodynamics?
Can you tell me what the third law of thermodynamics is?
The first, I can go through them all if you want.
What's the third?
Let me see.
Without typing into
I don't have it on
ChatGPT,
top.
what's the third? Okay.
But
Why
just,
should I
tap
trust
it out.
anything that you have to say about? Why should I trust anything you have to say about thermodynamics if you don't even know the 3 laws of thermodynamics?
I know everything about thermodynamics.
Apparently,
Really?
except the 3rd law.
Can you recite for us how this thermodynamics disproves our position and proves yours?
Don't give him an
because
out. He doesn't know
thermodynamics-
what the 3rd law of thermodynamics is, so he doesn't know anything about thermodynamics.
Okay, sure. That's smart. You're so smart to say something like that.
I mean, you just killed your own
So
ethos is the point.
thermodynamics
Like, you're
proves
clearly not an
nature
expert on this, so why would you make the
cannot
claim?
SMRT.
Sorry, one more time?
Thermodynamics proves nature cannot create its own energy, right?
How does it... No, it doesn't prove that. How does it...
Okay, well, you're
Why
wrong.
would you even say that?
A
Also-
closed system cannot generate its own origin from scratch.
Also, that's
That's not a
a
law of
a
thermodynamics.
proper characterization of our position. We don't think that something came from
You're
nothing.
uneducated then, buddy.
Yeah, I don't
I have a
think that's
PhD in
the
physics.
case.
Just
So,
trying to call
Matthew,
me
I have
out
a-
about the 3rd law of thermodynamics,
Yeah.
but yet you
Matt,
are
do you think
absolutely
there's a
wrong
reason
right here.
why Dr. Blitz is called Dr. Blitz?
This guy is not a blitz. I'm his blitz.
Do you think there's a reason why his
What?
name is Dr. Blitz?
I think he's definitely just using it as, you know, a name
Here,
to
one
make
sec,
him
one
sound good. But the fact
No,
is
he's-
that I'm about to demolish him.
He's got a PhD
Justin,
in
you don't even
physics.
have to... Justin... Oh, you don't have to ruin it.
Who cares?
Yeah, so this is
I
why
got
I'm
a
called Dr.
PhD in
Blitz, just to be clear.
I got a PhD in truth.
I'm sure you do. So,
This is why I'm called Dr. Blitz, because my name is Blitz, and I have a doctorate.
so
That's
the,
why. In physics, mind you.
Okay.
the problem
So
that
if I
we're
get
going to
on
have
line
here,
and I show you
Matthew,
my
is that
certificates, that makes me important.
no.
It's not a
The
certificate,
problem
it's
that
called
you
a
have
doctorate.
here is you're trying to frame our viewpoint for us. We don't believe that something came from nothing, so you have to try something else. So the scientific consensus is not that something
if
came
you
from
don't
nothing.
believe,
Justin, you're giving him too much
If
of an
you
easy out. You're giving him the actual option to have a debate on physics when he doesn't know anything about physics.
Not even close. I bet he doesn't even know the second law. He wants to refer to the second law. I'm sure he doesn't know it.
Well, he doesn't know any of them apparently.
okay, sure.
I mean, you couldn't tell me what the 3rd law is. You misrepresented what the 1st law is, and I imagine you're about to misrepresent what the 2nd law of thermodynamics is. So, do you want to tell me what the 2nd law of thermodynamics is? You did. The first
second
law of
law of
thermodynamics has nothing to do with a thing cannot
We're in a
create
state
itself.
of decay. We're in a state of entropy. Exactly what it
mistake.
is.
The law is that
There's
we're
no
in
such
a
thing
state
as
of
a state.
entropy.
There's no such thing as a
We're
state
in a
of
state of
entropy.
entropy.
Jesus
We are
Christ.
constantly
This is gonna be rough.
decaying.
Entropy is not a thing that describes the kind of state that you are in. Like you're just confused about what entropy is.
I know exactly what entropy is. It's the
Okay,
decay.
can you define for me what entropy? No, entropy is not decay.
Decay.
This is so bad.
That's it. Decay.
Entropy is a number that describes the statistical likelihood of picking a particular state from a randomized
Sure,
bag
numbers
of
don't matter.
possible
You
states
have to
that
have a
share
mind there
different.
to perceive
Why are you cutting
numbers.
me off when I'm Matthew? Why are you cutting me off when I'm literally giving you a free education? People would fight for this,
I was gonna
and you're
educate
just
you,
cutting me
sir.
off in the middle of that conversation.
I don't need your false education,
How
sir.
could you possibly educate him when you don't have an education in physics?
Because I've been studying it for 25 years.
Oh yeah, name one physics book
Apparently
you
not.
read.
Apparently poorly.
What's one
I
physics
just
book?
discovered my own discovery with physics.
Name one physics
Oh,
book.
did you? Is it published?
Yeah. I just discovered that helium doesn't escape. They say that helium escapes at a normal rate or whatever, that hydrogen and helium leaks out. But we know that only molecules that reach escape velocity could ever reach escape velocity for helium to go out, which is a small amount. So
Matthew, what
now
shape
that
is
we
the
know the
Earth?
exosphere, now that we know the exosphere has been
He's
pushed
definitely a
past the
flat
moon,
earther.
that the moon is actually in our orbit,
I
that
actually don't
means
think
there's
he
a
is.
thicker line of hydrogen, which is impossible for helium to pass through. So
He's
if
a million
helium's
percent a
impossible
flat
to
earther.
pass
I don't think he's a flat earther. I think that he's just like really bad at science.
Maybe
Just,
anti-science?
you engage with what I'm
Yeah.
saying instead of making up attacks and
Well,
to
the
go
problem
around
with
doing
engaging
that,
with you, Matthew, is you won't shut up long enough for somebody to
started this
respond to
conversation with
you.
a trap, and you've
So
made statements that
I'll mute you now, Matthew. So the reason why we can't have a conversation with you is because you won't shut up so that we can add to the conversation. So like when you talk about a topic, at some point you have to pause and let us respond. Or, when you ask us a question, you could just stop talking so we can answer your question. That's what's happening here. We're more than happy to have a reasonable conversation with you, but you actually have to let the guy talk. Like, you can't ask a question and then just continue to talk over him. And I'm assuming that you didn't hear a fucking word I just said because you're still yapping. Let me unmute you and find out.
So I was talking and I brought up a statement.
So did you
and
hear
guys
anything I
pivoted
said?
right away.
You didn't hear
I said
anything.
God created that.
I knew that was going to be the case. So you didn't hear anything I said, which is what I was trying to help you understand is we would love to have a conversation with you, but the way conversations work is you have to let us respond sometimes. If you ask Dr. Blitz a question, you have to let Dr. Blitz answer the question. You can't just endlessly talk over somebody because that's not how conversations work, unless you want us to talk over you, which we will.
Okay, I understand. Can I talk now?
Sure.
So every time I talk, I'm interrupted, is all I'm saying. So Blitz can interrupt me in mid sentence every time. That's just not cool.
He was talking when you interrupted him. You asked him a question. You want to repeat your question and maybe listen to the answer this time?
Yes, I said that God created the entire earth out of nothing, and that science proves that the universe has a definite starting point.
And now, Dr. Blitz, what do you think about those 2 points?
Well, I think the first point is an assertion, and I think that the second point is not scientific consensus. Science does not prove this. But we can talk about the science as long as you're willing to listen to the person with the science.
I can rebuttal right now.
Go ahead.
So, according to science, that dead matter cannot create matter. So, if you're saying what you believe, you're saying that a lightning bolt hit mud and created life. And so that's
I'm sorry.
a
I thought you were done. My bad. Go ahead.
Which is against actual biology of biogenesis. You're going against.
So did you say? Oh, he's actually not going to finish. Go ahead.
You're taking a position of science that science doesn't take. So what I'm saying is you're making things up to fit your point of view of your worldview.
So, did you say that that dead matter can't create matter? Is that what you said?
Yes. Dead matter has never created matter. That literally you cannot.
What's dead matter?
Nature cannot create its own energy. A closed system cannot
what is dead
generate
matter?
its own energy.
Matt,
What
we're
is
trying to
dead
clarify
matter?
your definitions. What's dead matter?
Anything that's not living.
Okay, and so things that are not living cannot create matter?
Yes. Cannot create live matter.
Ah, there's the missing
Okay.
word. Okay.
That helps.
Sure.
Okay. So I've heard from biologists the opposite.
Okay, well, they were.
Why should I believe you
incorrect
rather than the biologists?
because you should believe in mainstream biology that claims that life can never start from non-life. That is a biological.
I don't think that that's
basic,
a mainstream biology fact.
That is a basic fundamental of what we're talking about. And so,
sure.
Can you provide me a source?
You keep
What scientific
claiming
source is it?
mainstream. You keep claiming mainstream when I'm bringing you mainstream information.
But we don't say
Well,
it is
that's what I'm
mainstream.
asking for. I don't think what you're saying is mainstream.
Address the facts that biogenesis says that you cannot create life from non-life. And that you are stating the claim that a lightning bolt or
He didn't say that.
some sort of action.
He didn't say a lightning bolt.
What,
Matthew,
what
it
is
sounds
it then?
like
What created
you're having an argument with somebody
I'm
who's not
saying that
here because you're definitely not addressing anything Dr. Blitz said. It sounds to me like
bright as the
you talked to somebody else, and now you're confused because you think we believe whatever they believed.
No, I'm saying if you're going to believe in mainstream consensus of science, you would have to track it back to the origins. And the origins is a
of what?
secular humanist that says that a lightning bolt hit
That's-
a puddle of mud and created life.
That's
So
not
if you
the
don't
case.
believe that, then you
Which
don't
scientist
believe in
says that?
what you are.
Which science?
So you are saying that
Which
you don't believe in
science
what you're
text-
actually defending.
Which science textbook says that? Please show us the
Come on,
source from a scientist
There's so
or
much
even
information out
an
there.
atheist who
So,
thinks that a
if you're gonna
lightning
say
bolt
that and then
is the
deny
source
what I
of
said.
abiogenesis. That's what I'm waiting for. Because as it turns out, I don't believe that. Bliss doesn't believe that. I don't even know a single person who believes that.
So if you don't believe in abiogenesis, then you have to, by default,
That's-
believe in a God.
Well, we
Period.
do believe
Well,
in abiogenesis. We don't believe that lightning did it.
Matthew,
Okay, then what
do
did
you think
it?
that God is?
How did everything
Do you think
become,
that God is
from
alive?
nothing then? What's your theory
Do you think that God is alive?
everything came from nothing?
Hey, Matthew, do you think that God is alive?
Of course, if he wasn't, you wouldn't be obsessed.
Like biological?
With, talking about him so much. That's proof that he's
Like God
alive
is
right
biological life? Like God is biological life made composed of cells that metabolize and
there. He
reproduce
was.
and et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm asking.
Jesus
I'm
the
asking
Christ,
before
virgin
before
birth,
life was created
parthenogenesis.
on
You wanna
Earth.
get into this and get proof wrong?
in your view,
Let's
before
talk
life was
about,
created on Earth.
Jesus the Christ
Matthew,
being the
I'm
singular
trying
perfect
to
unity.
be
But-
Matthew, I'm trying to ask a question. In your view, before life existed on Earth, was God composed of cells that metabolize, that reproduce, that die, etc.?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so then it sounds like you also believe that life came from non-life in the biological sense.
No, life came from God. So that is the only
Right, which is a
option
non-life in the
with
biological sense.
Right. That's what Blitz
If
is
you
saying.
don't believe in abiogenesis, you are by
Abiogenesis?
default, it's God.
I'm sorry, none of us said that we don't believe in abiogenesis. We're trying to figure out why you keep saying that.
Matthew, you believe in abiogenesis.
Yeah,
You know why
actually.
I'm saying that? Why I'm saying
True.
that is because you cannot use the laws of physics to explain the birth of physics itself, and that's what you're pretty much
That's
trying
a-
to do.
That's not true.
It's a better that you can do a triple south.
Abiogenesis has never been once observed in a lab.
Matthew,
So
you believe in
claiming something that has
abiogenesis.
never been observable or testable.
Matthew, you believe in abiogenesis.
No, I don't.
Sure you do.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
believe that life came.
Nothing doesn't
Life,
create
you
nothing.
believe that something
There
came
had to
from
be
non-living
something, and that
from a
something was
non-living
God. I
biologism.
just claimed my claim. You just claimed that I claimed something I didn't claim. I'm claiming that.
Well,
there
but
was
your God
something,
is not
and
biological
that
life.
something- You don't know that. That's just an
You
assumption.
think that God is biological life, i.e., before
God
humans
came and
existed,
lived on
God had
this earth
cells that
as a
metabolize and that
biological life.
reproduce and die.
Jesus the Christ, who is God, came and lived a life as a biological
Yeah, we're
life.
talking about but I'm talking about before humans existed, before any life existed on Earth. It seems like you said
What
that
you
God
are,
is not
referring to-
composed of cells.
Well, your original origination is called your ality. So if you studied ality, you would know these things.
Ality?
What?
You mean
Oh, got
reality?
you. You don't know what ality is. You don't even know what ality is.
How about you
And
give me
that's
your
more
definition
important
of
than
how about you give me the
thermodynamics.
definition of ality? Because I'm willing to bet it's actually not a real word.
It's literally your original origination. It's the state of being before the
The
actual
original
state.
origination. You heard him
Do you-
here first.
Do you think that the word ality will show up in the dictionary if I open up the dictionary?
Of course it
It
does.
definitely doesn't. I just checked.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't.
Well, apparently you just don't. You need to
Which
reach
which
around
dictionary
more.
should
Are
we
you
should we look at? Which one did you find it in? Which dictionary did you use?
It's in the Strong's Accord. You can.
The Strong's
look it
Concordance?
up
Is that what you
and
just
see.
said?
That's not a dictionary.
Not a dictionary.
Well,
Not
you're
even
debating
a
if
proper
ality is a
lexicon.
word now, because that's how far gone you guys are in this debate.
I think the one
You
that's
guys are-
gone is the
you're
one
only-
thinking that ality is a real
These
word.
terms because you did not have the
Ality is
answers.
a suffix.
totally ran-
It's a modifier. It's like the word dad in in Spanish language, like universidad, university. You know, they're modifiers, they're endings. They're not a real word.
Ality is an absolute real word. Come on,
Well,
man.
then tell me which dictionary I can find it in, because the dictionaries I have
Say
access to
God's
don't
dead.
show it. We're just waiting.
Well, it's definitely.
Let's know when you
word.
find it. Let's know when you find it, buddy.
I'm on the phone with you. I can't even go look or anything. I can't do anything. I'm on the phone with you, but
Well,
it's 100% a word.
So
Oh,
I
it's definitely
checked
not.
Oxford English Dictionary. I checked Wiktionary. I can check Merriam-Webster if you want. It doesn't say it's a
Why don't you
word in
check the
any
word of-
areas.
Well, I learned it from the Word of God.
Oh, really?
Which
Which
talks
Bible?
about the
Ality?
original.
Which Bible says ality in it?
Oh, well, if you study your Bible, you will come
Oh,
to
I've
Yeah,
I've
which one is
studied
it?
it.
Is it
How
the
about you tell me?
KJV? Is it the NRSVU?
Well, you
Is
can go
the
on my
NIV.
YouTube page. where I
No
post
one.
it,
No
everything
free
about
clout.
it.
Sorry. No one's doing that.
Hey, well, I posted a thing as long as my arm about ality. So
Well, unfortunately, you didn't post a
You must
dictionary
have
that shows it, did
short
you?
arms.
So I'm in the KJV right
Oh,
now, and I did a word search for ality, and it doesn't show up. Sounds like you're confused.
It does.
I don't know. You guys just get everything wrong. Just like even radiometric dating.
We're just
you
we're
guys
just waiting
don't
for
even
you
know
to
what
give
you're
us
talking about there.
the source of your claims. That's all.
I did. God, which
Well,
actually claimed
tell me
to
where
be
God
there.
said
You know
it.
what I mean?
Well, tell us where
actually
God
gave
said
you
it.
the dimensions.
Tell us where God said it, and you can
This
prove
my
us
God
wrong.
Matthew,
actually
did
claimed-
God say it? Matthew, did your God tell you in your head? Did he tell you personally that ality is a word?
It comes from teaching, learning from the Word. Come on. You don't even
No,
know what
but-
Okay,
scripture
so like
interpreting
which
scripture
where
is.
which
But you can't
Which-
tell us where in
which
the word it
translation?
came from.
It's all over the Word.
Where?
Every time you talk about an origin, it literally is talking about ality.
Well, see,
So, what are
the
you
the
talking
problem
about?
is the word ality doesn't exist
Told
in
you.
the
I'll
Bible.
explain what ality was, and you have a
Yeah, so
comprehension
but ality is not a real
problem of
word.
soaking up information.
So I mean, I'm in
Because
the
if you
King James
actually
Bible right now.
understood a word,
I just
even if
looked
you didn't
for
know it.
ality, and ality doesn't exist. Is there a different Bible translation, maybe?
Well, like I said, read my post.
Why?
no free clout.
We've got you
should
right
be able
here.
to find it in the
Just tell us.
what version is it in?
Ality means the uncaused original first cause. That's all it means.
Where can I find this definition?
I'm telling you, people bombard you with the same conversation every day because it's valid. So
We're
ality
just
comes
waiting.
from the same argument. Ality
waiting.
is the advanced part of this subject.
You're never gonna tell us where the definition
You're
came from?
literally gonna say, where does it come from?
Just
And
waiting.
then why are
Hey,
you
Matthew.
engaged with it every day?
Are you familiar with
Ality is the
with
original
phlegm?
uncaused first cause that caused.
The cause that caused the cause.
Oh,
which had a
Justin, I
cause?
know what happened. I
Oh?
get it now. He thinks that reality is what happens after ality already happens because you're doing it again.
Oh shit. Well, speaking
That
of which,
reality.
Blitz, I think the super chat collaboration works now, but you have to refresh.
Oh, good.
Refresh the
Yeah,
browser.
he thinks that re is a prefix in the word reality.
Oh no, reality is.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, is
Is
that
that
what
a-
it
That's
is?
the only thing.
prefix.
That's the only thing I can think of being maximally charitable.
Oh boy.
Well, because you're not that charitable then, and apparently not doing thinking.
Well, the thing is, you haven't demonstrated a single
Going back
thing
and forth, let's just talk
that
about this
would
topic.
that
Let's
would
talk about the topic.
push us in the direction of thinking that you're correct. I'd love to talk about the topic. What do you want to talk about? You already got the Big Bang wrong. You got our position wrong. What's next?
I didn't
You got
get anything
abiogenesis wrong.
I said
You got
I
thermodynamics
said
wrong.
God said that let there be light, and
So what?
that light is a category, and it literally is the fundamental
Well,
building blocks and
light-
everything that we use science to
Light is
determine the Big Bang
basically
exists.
a photon.
Okay, you're gonna explain yourself in a whole. I just said light is a category. The spectrum
category
is
of what?
creates, matter, energy, and
It's
everything.
a category of matter.
Well, arguably not.
You mean energy? It could be. It's not
Yeah.
not really
Arguably
even
not.
energy. It's actually just a particle.
Refute it.
It's basically a
Man,
particle.
come on, man.
So the scientific definition of energy, I guarantee, is not what you think it is. And it also turns out that the scientific definition of matter is not going to be what you
The
think it is.
spectrum of light doesn't have the radio. It has micro. It has
What
UV.
micro what?
It has 7 different types of light, I believe, and they all
Micro what?
create what we know is reality.
But yeah, sure. So do you think that I'm made of photons?
Wait a minute.
Basics. Come on.
Matthew, have you ever realized that when you walk into a room, have you ever had the experience of walking into a room and being the dumbest person there?
I suspect that's a daily occurrence.
Okay, well, continue then, and I'll totally dismantle. You guys are uneducated, and you're calling me uneducated,
Actually,
and I'm stupid.
Technically, we're actually both educated, which is why you look like a fool right now. The problem with people that are really like both uneducated and unintelligent is that they don't know how unintelligent they are. So the problem that you have here is you don't know anything, and you're also not intelligent, and you're not intellectually curious, which means you have no idea how stupid you are.
Like I said, the virgin birth, literally the zygote from parthenogenesis.
Prove the virgin birth happened.
In the Word of God, long before science ever
Prove that it
revealed
happened.
it.
Prove that it happened.
No, I can prove it happened.
Yeah, prove it.
Do it.
Okay. The virgin birth zygote is the process explained in which details the Word of God. Parthenogenesis uses axiomasis to duplicate the egg and inherits the SRY, the Shry gene, from the father's lineage called the grandfather line, triggers the zygote growth without sperm in a mammal, which you claim there is no mammal birth of a virgin birth, and let alone is there a mammal birth. There is a male. A mammal birth.
But so that's
Matthew.
Virgin birth.
That's the thing that we're asking you to
Matthew.
demonstrate is that the virgin birth happened with Jesus.
Matthew, are you saying that Mary was trans?
That might be the case.
No, I'm saying
Because the
Mary
SRY
was a
gene-
female that had a virgin birth and gave birth
So the
to a
SRY
male zygote.
The SRY gene is only present on Y chromosomes. The SRY gene is only present on Y chromosomes.
You see,
Yeah.
I said automixis. I said automixis.
Okay, so
with the
so you're
Shry
telling me that
gene.
Mary had
That's what I
SRY
said.
genes
Don't
in
get
her
me
in her X chromosomes?
According to biology, it is a fact
What's the fact? That Jesus
that
was born from a virgin?
the Jesus' story of the virgin birth is a absolute biological possibility according to biology.
You mean
that-
human?
No, it's not.
Female, woman, human, adult.
But that's-
can
that's
have
not
a
how that works at
male
all.
offspring.
No.
of-
I'd love you to demonstrate the mechanism by which this is a possibility, but
Yeah.
as far as I know, when
educated in
parthenogenesis
this
happens,
subject.
it's just a
That's what
result of
I'm saying.
cloning.
If somebody
It's just a
comes
result of
up and
you
claims,
just get a clone, and Jesus is not a clone of Mary.
no, you do not. No, you do not.
Yeah, how are you? Where is the
Absolutely
SRY
not.
gene coming from? Where is the SRY gene coming from?
It's already in your DNA makeup. What are you talking about?
Not in Mary's. Mary doesn't have an SRY gene.
Apparently you didn't So if you're just doing a quick Google search for the first time,
Mary
and
doesn't
then
have an SRY
claiming
gene.
things because there's no way you're gonna
Mary
say
didn't
that
have an
there's no
SRY
such-
gene, unless she was intersex, of course.
in auto mixes.
Mary wouldn't have had an SRY gene unless she was intersex. A female having an
factually
SRY gene would make them intersex. It would be an intersex condition.
How is it? Her DNA is literally half from her mother and half from her father. So what are you talking about?
So the half that she gets from her father doesn't include the SRY gene. When a woman is born, it happens because the sperm cell carries an X chromosome rather than a Y chromosome.
The Y chromosome.
And if it carries the X chromosome rather than the if it carries the X chromosome rather than the Y chromosome, that's because that means that the Y chromosome or that the X chromosome won't have the SRY gene on it.
It's factually incorrect. The X literally through the auto mixes duplicates into that.
So would you believe Medline Plus? Would you believe Medline Plus? The SRY gene is found on the Y chromosome. That's from Medline Plus. Would you believe? I don't know the national. Would you believe a? Would you believe the? Would you believe the NIH? Would you believe a book located on the National Library of Medicine? A book called Genes and Disease, where it says usually a woman has two X chromosomes and a man has one X and one Y. Blah 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 blah. Analysis of such individuals has revealed some of the that's about the chromosome. Wait, so are you telling me that Mary had Y chromosomes?
I'm telling you that Mary gave birth to a male through the virgin.
Do you know what SRY stands for?
So,
the word of God.
So I just want to
hold on, Justin. This is a good dunk. Give me 1 sec. So Matthew, do you know what SRY stands for? Oh, it stands for something. It stands for sex. No. It stands for sex determining region Y gene.
Yeah, thanks.
SRY stands for sex determining region Y.
That's the technical term
because
to the fact
the SRY gene is located on the Y chromosome.
Did I say that the SRY gene was being handled isolated? I said that there was 3 components that makes it possible through biology, and that you are not
makes it possible
that.
through biology. Look, so either Mary had an SRY gene or she didn't. If she doesn't have an SRY gene, then she can't give birth to a male through parthenogenesis. And if she does have an SRY gene, then she has an intersex condition, which, fine, maybe she did.
Do you think that anything objectively is wrong?
What the fuck does that mean? Are you pivoting to the moral argument?
Yeah, of course he is.
I'll tell you,
this is wild.
You guys on every you talk about.
I actually don't think that's the case.
Slaying us? It's crazy.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit shocked that nobody in your family's had you committed at this point. I mean, we'd love to have the moral argument with you. Do you think that it's moral to kidnap women in war and make them war brides?
I think that, if you're even... So do you think there's something that's objectively wrong?
So Bro's answering a question with a question.
You're not going to answer the question, are you?
I asked the question first.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. I said, do you think there's anything wrong with taking war brides in war? And then rather than answering my question, you asked the question. So we'll try this again. Do you think that there's anything wrong with taking war brides?
If anything's wrong, I believe it's wrong. If it's truly wrong, according to Scripture, interpreting Scripture, I believe it's wrong.
Sure. I'm asking you, is it wrong?
Of course. Anything that's wrong is wrong.
Oh. It would always be wrong then. Capturing innocent women in war and making war brides from them would be wrong all the time.
That's super awkward.
All I'm saying is, if you think that there
you haven't read the Bible,
is
huh?
anything... If you think there's something that's objectively wrong or objectively true, that you are literally borrowing it from God's standard.
Sure, yeah, that's adorable. Tell me if this is objectively right or objectively wrong. When you go out to war against your enemies and the Lord your God hands them over to you and you take them captive, suppose you see among the captives a beautiful woman whom you desire and want to marry, so you shall bring her home to your house, you shall shave her head, pare her nails, and discard her captive's garb and remain in your house a full month mourning for her father and mother. After that you may go into
So those
her
slaves that got
and be her
sold, they
husband,
became
and she
family
shall be your
members.
wife. But if you're not satisfied with her,
Yeah,
you shall let her
they
go free,
became
and
family
certainly
members,
not
no
sell
longer
her for
slaves.
money.
So
You
wait,
must not treat her as a slave, since you have dishonored her. So the point here is that a woman has been captured in war, right? Do you think that people
okay,
captured in war have consent?
okay. This is a fallacy, and I can
I
just say that
I asked you a
It's a
question.
question,
Questions
bro.
aren't
It can't be a
fallacies.
fallacy.
So ask the question again.
Do you think that women who have been captured in war have consent?
No, any brute force that takes over a person and sells you to slavery, and some other
I didn't
person buys you and puts
I didn't
you
say selling into slavery. I
that
didn't
is
say
the
that.
proper way, and that is moral
Listen, I didn't say that.
for them to come save you.
I'm not talking about slavery.
So your argument is
What are you
trash.
talking about? I'm not talking about slavery. You didn't respond to what I said. You
You were
want to try
talking
to
about the
focus this
ordinance
time?
traditions of.
N-
You were talking about the ordinance traditions of how someone would sell a slave into
No, I'm not.
another person's hands,
No, I
and
am
you don't
not.
realize.
No, I'm not,
What
dummy.
were
I'm
you-
talking about war brides. Are you not able to track? Do you know that not all war brides were slaves? Or do you not know that? I assume he doesn't know
I've
it.
never even heard of war bribes.
Yeah, it's when
Why
you
don't you
kidnap
use
a
technical
woman
terms?
in war and then you make her a bride. It's pretty easy. It's been around for a long time.
Sure, I think that's
Okay.
a
Now
nuance.
you said it was wrong because you're taking away somebody's free will and autonomy, right?
Anything that's wrong is wrong.
Okay,
But
so
you
the
can't.
problem is
But
in
you
the
don't know what's
Bible,
right or wrong. So how
it
can you
says that
debate
you're
this?
actually allowed to do this behavior. It says that you can kidnap a woman in war, bring her to your house. After 30 days of mourning the fact that you murdered her parents, you can turn her into a wife. So that's why I asked, do you think that people that are captured in war, meaning they're actual captures, captives, captives, there we go, they're actually captives,
They didn't
do you
say
think they
Captives.
have the
sold them.
ability to consent? It's
Sold
just a
them.
yes or no.
They didn't keep them. They took the ones they captured and then sold them. That means sold them
I'm
to somebody
still
else.
just waiting for you to answer the question yes or no.
Anything in the Word of God was drawing a clear line between what's good and bad. So if
So
you're
just
obedient to God, you
just waiting for you
wouldn't
to say
have
yes or
the
no.
result of bad.
Just yes or no.
Matthew, is this going how you
I
thought it
already
would go?
Somehow I doubt that. That's why he's shouting.
Already.
By the way, Blitz, if
That's
you
why
still
what?
have your live chats open and you've got the menu set to the
Do.
group overlay, you should be able to click on one and it should appear, and it should highlight on both our ends.
So if I go, I go to the live chat, not the super chat thing, right?
Yeah, just go to live chats, and
Yep,
then
and then it's projector
can-
button sends to group unapologetic, that one?
Yep, and you can filter it so it just shows particular types of chats because the regular chat is going to go pretty quick.
And you're sitting there
If I do
trying
the
to
chat
claim
pop
only
out, will
science.
that?
The chat pop out will basically just pop out the chat, and you can use that as well. That's what I'm using.
But how do I then set the...
Well, you would set that prior to popping it out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the pop out's not it's not part of the main control panel. It's just a separate panel where you can click on shit.
I see.
But so right now the most recent super chat was from Space Lord. If I click on it, it's going to show up on screen, and also, oh, 1 second. Showed up on the vertical, but not the, because I didn't change the thing yet. 1 second.
So if I do this, I just
there you
did,
go.
well, no, that wasn't me.
So
I
no,
didn't click
don't worry
that.
about it. I forgot to make one adjustment here.
And I can prove God by disproving evolution.
I'm sure you can.
Sure, Jan.
I just proved God. Parthenogenesis.
Sure you did. You sure did. You really
Yep,
really
that's
got
definitely
us.
what happened here.
You really demonstrated that Jesus was born from a virgin. You know what? I think we're all Christian now. Are you Christian, Blitz?
Yep, I'm a Christian now.
I
Yeah.
think we're all Christian. Let me set my my overlay settings. My overlay settings is set to unapologetic. So let me save that and click on one, and it should show up. There we go. It shows up on the screen. Yours is working now, right?
If if you're so smart, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, it is.
It's the easy chicken or the egg. What came
But
first?
I can't see the things that you've clicked on.
Click on the one from 49 Perfects that just came in. Okay, that shows up,
Okay.
and then drop it.
I'm not seeing it.
What do you mean not seeing it? It's on the screen.
Well, my TikTok's being laggy.
Oh, well, yeah, you're not
And
going
I
to see
can't
it
see
for
yours.
like 10, 15 seconds probably. But it worked. It showed up on my
But-
screen. The only difference
Okay.
is
But I can't see the ones that you've clicked.
the problem is
Like,
it's
I
not
can't see.
highlighting it on both ends yet.
Okay.
I'll get that set up. But
Okay.
now we can
Yeah,
both
so
at
Matthew-
least display them.
Yeah. So, Matthew, do you think that this was like a good showing for Christianity where you continually misunderstood scientific concepts and then shouted? Do you think that you were a good warrior for Christ?
I caught you in the exact position where you're claiming something that science doesn't claim.
Oh, okay.
Ayo,
When was the last time you read a science book there, Matthew?
I write them all the time. I'm educated.
What was the name of the science book that you read most recently?
Plus, I don't trust anybody's mindset that can't even tell me what came first, the chicken or the egg.
The egg came first, dipshit. Now tell me, what was the name of the last
wrong.
science
You're
book
wrong.
that you read?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
You're
But anyway,
wrong.
what's the name of the last
Yes.
science book that you read?
There couldn't be just one chicken or one egg. There had to be two. Meaning what? Male
Well,
and
no,
female, right?
eggs existed before chickens did.
No, yeah,
Dinosaurs
but
laid
there
eggs,
had
for
to be
example.
a male and a female. There couldn't be just one
Bro
chicken or
doesn't
one
even
egg. There
understand
had
what
to
the
be
question
two.
is about.
And
Bro doesn't even
according to
understand the question.
OC
Anyway,
17,
so just to be clear,
Matthew
just to be
doesn't
clear, what
realize-
was the last?
That like even plants were male and female
the
prior to
chicken
human
came first
beings.
according
It's
to
happened
OC
for
17.
it happened way before mammals ever existed or birds or anyone else.
God made
And
all
what was the name of the
animals on
last
one
science
day.
book you read?
I don't think he's read even one.
Have you read it? Have you ever read a science book? When were you last in high school?
Yep. You ain't gonna make me look dumb. You guys look dumb trying to.
When
trying
were you
to-
last in high school?
Whatever, guy.
Do you think that's an answer to my question?
I went to Muskegon Community College
I
in
believe
Muskegon,
that.
Michigan.
Yeah, we know where.
And did you
Muskegon
take
is.
did you take any science classes?
Doubtful.
I majored in business and minored in psychology.
Okay, so what was the name of the last science book that you read?
I can't remember.
Uh huh.
But
It must have been
I know
that
all
long ago,
science
huh?
theories. What do you want? Name a science theory that I don't understand or even talk about myself. So if you can do
Yeah,
that,
thermodynamics, the Big Bang, abiogenesis, all of those things you don't understand.
evolution. Evolution literally is disproven
Evolution
by
you
the first
don't
and second
understand.
laws of thermodynamics.
Except you don't.
But you
even
don't know what
they
the
are.
first and second law of thermodynamics are.
Okay, I just said what they were.
But you
Well,
didn't.
but you said them wrong. You were incorrect. You misrepresented them.
No, I couldn't remember what the third one was, sir. Like I told you.
Well, no,
So,
you also
there's things that
got
you
the
don't
first
remember.
and second one incorrectly.
Got you thing to pivot from the actual what I came on and said. You know what I mean? Which you were wrong about.
What was he?
What
wrong
you
about?
came on and said what you came on and said was that science proves that the Big Bang was the beginning of space, time, and matter. And I showed you that that's not the case. That's absolutely not the case. Then you tried to talk about thermodynamics, but then you failed on that front because when you tried to talk about thermodynamics, you couldn't even represent what the third law of thermodynamics is, and you couldn't accurately represent what the first and second laws were. Then you pivoted to
about the
abiogenesis.
third law.
So,
I was
like, it
citing
seems
the
like that you
second
just
law
keep
of
pivoting every time I
thermodynamics.
keep correcting you.
Yeah, but
You don't even know
I
what the
was
second law of
citing
thermodynamics
the
is.
Second law of thermodynamics, and you jump to
No, you
whatever
weren't.
you wanted to use as a thing to keep pushing it.
The sad reality is that you weren't citing the second law of thermodynamics. You weren't even citing a correct
Yes, I was.
sentence. Like the sentence was not even grammatically sensible.
Okay, my sentence wasn't sensible. I said thermodynamics proves nature cannot create its own energy.
But we
That a
never
closed
Yeah,
said
and that's
that.
system
false.
cannot generate its own origin from scratch.
But that
That
wasn't
is what
something that
science
we
does.
claimed, and you're wrong.
And to be clear,
Oh,
even if
that's
we did
false.
claim
That
that,
makes
that's
you
not a
uneducated.
scientific law.
That is
That's
an
not a scientific
absolute
law.
fact.
Okay, find
So
that in a
you're
book.
saying
Find that in a
that, you
science, in a physics textbook.
He doesn't have one.
So you're saying that thermodynamics does not prove nature cannot create its own energy.
Absolutely, it doesn't prove that.
Boom. So you're going. You're already. You see, you just sat there and tried to
Yeah,
rag on me when
you're
just
already,
so
you're already. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You've never opened a physics textbook in your life.
Oh, sure. You surely know that.
I do, yeah, and it's evident from the fact that you
I just
don't,
explained
you aren't
the
even forming
nuance on,
grammatically correct
helium
sentence.
retention. And you didn't even let me finish that, but
Well,
I'm just
except
saying,
that's
I
wrong,
understand
because-
how everything works. There's not a subject you could talk about that I don't know.
You haven't got a single
Yeah,
one
Because
right.
I've studied
there's so many.
Well, let me ask you a question, Matthew.
You
What
want
is
to
a
talk about
coulomb?
epistemology?
What's a coulomb?
You want to talk about axiology, ontology?
That's not a
You
real
want
word.
to talk about taxonomy?
I'd love to talk about
Axiology is not a real
about.
word.
I'd love to talk about theology. I'm
What's a-
happy to do it, but
What-
also,
by the way-
so waiting. Can you define what a coulomb is?
Or what a marginally outer trapped surface is.
Just explain what it is, and I'll tell you.
So no, we're asking you to explain.
So
said
you want
know
the
everything.
answer? You want the answer so that
If
you
you're
can
bringing up a
repeat it back?
subject, all you have to do is explain it, and then I would
So-
say, "Oh, this is this. It goes to this." It's simple. It's called talking.
Well, I'm asking you for a very specific subset in a subject, which is a coulomb. What is a coulomb?
At what subject?
If you don't know what a coulomb is, you don't know the subject.
Explain what a coulomb is.
So you don't know the subject either. See, if somebody asked me what a
Hey,
coulomb is, I would know what the
If
subject
you
is
explain
because it's a
to
very
me what a coulomb
specific.
is, and
It's a very
I don't
specific
say
thing.
what's right,
In fact, hey,
then
Blitz,
that would make me wrong.
Blitz, do you know what subjects a coulomb is usually applied to?
I do, yeah.
You see, you don't. Sounds to me like you don't know what a coulomb is.
I can name words all day that you don't know. What are you talking about?
I'm sure you can.
Tell me what
Like
phantasmagorical.
ality. That's a word that nobody knows because it's not in the dictionary.
Yeah,
Oh, that was so
apparently it's a
good. That was
word.
such a
I'ma
good
prove it
callback.
after the show. I'm gonna post it on my page after.
No
Another.
one's clicking on your page, buddy. That's not
I got
happening.
followers.
I'm sure you do.
I
What,
got
5?
followers.
You have. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if TikTok wants to load them. My guess is like under 100.
Oh, for sure.
He has 36. He has
You got
36 followers.
Oh man, you're really crushing it out here. Fuck! I hope he
I
doesn't post this
got
video and clip us. He's gonna ruin our
700
career.
followers.
Oh no, golly gee.
So
Okay.
I ain't trying to do nothing. I got 700 followers.
Well, you succeeded because you
Where?
didn't do anything. Anyways, it is
True.
3:00 now. Blitz, should we
It is.
send this guy to
Yeah,
the
we should just end
infirmary
it. Do some super chats.
and get going?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
end it because I have all.
Yeah, you have all the answers. We know. Boy, imagine having to deal with that person in real fucking life. He's probably got like, I would say family and friends, but he doesn't have any friends. He's maybe got some family, but holy shit.
Parents, at least.
True. That seems. Well, I don't know. Did the parents come or the child come first?
Well, I mean, wait a minute. He could just have a mom. Like, it's possible that he was produced by parthenogenesis.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it certainly seems to be possible.
So he at least has a mom.
Sure. Okay. Well, pray for his mom. That's what I would say to that. Like, well, it was tough to get maybe some interesting opposition. Although Matthew is back in the guest box, he's itching to get back in and defend his position or crash out again. Ontological Shock says Matthew equals Dunning-Kruger effect Pro Max 3000. True. Yeah. Limited edition even. And from Keiko says Mary's virgin birth is just as factual as Mary had a little lamb, both unfalsifiable. Therefore, people like Matthew could say it with absolute certainty. That's kind of the thing.
Ah.
it's true because you didn't prove it wrong. Obviously.
Yeah.
So, Alan, thank you for the super chat. Ali tea is grown in Burma, I believe.
Ah, okay, that's what he was talking about. He was referring to a special kind of tea.
I would not have I've never even heard of that. I did not know that
Me
was a
neither.
thing. Oh shit. Well, I mean, now we know there's a kind of tea that we've never heard of. So
Should we
I
bring
mean,
Matthew back up for a brief convo?
oh yeah, we certainly can. He really wants to come up. Yeah, we'll get Matthew right back into the box here, and we'll see what he's got to say.